What's going on, guys? I sound horrible. Why is this like this? I don't get it. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. You're probably wondering what the f is going on. If the audio doesn't sound right, it's because this is all new. And I apologize. I will dial it in, but that is literally the reason for this video. So I have one camera facing this way right here. I have the middle shot, which is semi-wide, and then I have the really wide shot so you can see where I'm sitting. So I'm sitting in my office. This looks like a mess, I know. But I want to be able to test this stuff because tomorrow we're going to do a mock podcast. And yes, I'm starting a podcast. So let's just test the other microphone. So this one sounds a little bit better. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm going to switch in between the two and we'll see if maybe settings are weird or something like that. Yeah. I'm going to break all rules of a podcast as well. So I'm going to drink some liquids. I'm going to eat a cookie. Quest. Protein cookie. Also, mind you, it's almost 1 a.m. on Friday. So this is what I'm doing with my Friday night. Jesus. Alright, so we're going to try a few different things. We're going to mess with this and see if we can get some better sound out of it. So right now, it's on normal noise canceling. Now it's on high noise canceling. I don't know if that sounds much better or if it sounds worse. And what about... this is noise cancellation off. For me, I'm getting a big echo and I want to try one thing and I think this could solve it. So I moved my headphones into the computer and that kind of sounds better. Actually sounds quite a bit better. So, okay, I'm going to unplug this and I'm back on the interface. So what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? Obviously, like I said, I'm testing the stuff, see how it goes. That's why the wires are everywhere. There's lens caps. There's stuff on the printer. But yeah, welcome to my office. This is not where I'll be recording the podcasts very much. Maybe I will. I don't know. Just depends on how hot the garage is. Yes, I'll probably do the podcast in the garage. So I'm going to turn the noise cancellation back to low. I think that sounds probably the best because you don't hear my chair as much. I'm also trying not to get this thing to peak too much. So I am going to mess with the levels and hopefully we can get a overall decent sound out of this. Yeah, I think that fixed it. That's a little bit better. So, what's going on with me? A lot. Actually, let me show you what I'm using and I'll explain all this because let's not even get into myself. Let's not make this too crazy long. So, I have these microphones. They're made by Fifine. I don't know a bunch about them, but what I liked was the sound that came out of them when I watched a few things, and then I tested this on my iPhone. I'm impressed. Now, it could be different because it's going into this interface. Two microphone stands. One is longer than the other because I figured, hey, maybe I want to recline, something like that. And then I got two of these SmallRig lights, one on each side, that are apparently off. Let me turn them back on. Well, I guess they're both dead. That's cool. So I'll have to plug those in. They're also really hot. I had them running for like 15 minutes. They'll probably turn off, but I figured that it'll add some light somewhere. Yeah, that is, like I said, SmallRig. These were pretty cheap. I'll put it on the screen. And then I got this Maono E2 Gen 2 console. So it has 2 XLR inputs, so one for each microphone, because I wanted to figure out a way that I could record two audio tracks, but so far I'm having an issue with that. No matter which microphone I am talking into, it's just they're able to be talked over each other. So I'm trying to figure out a way I can separate each channel. So if you're familiar with GarageBand, or if I should be using a different program with this, let me know. I spent about an hour doing some research trying to figure out the best way of doing this, and I went through and separated the track and did what people say, but no matter what, both microphones are going into each line. So pretty annoying. Drop a link to a video if you've seen anything else. Beyond that, I'm using my MacBook Pro to capture the audio. Hopefully it'll stay recording when the screen goes off. It does. But yeah, this is a test mock-up podcast. So I don't really know how this is going to work and how this is going to sound. So I just wanted to make a short little video. Obviously, this is way longer than short, but let me show you my perspective. So as you can see, I have the Sony cameras on each side and then the Osmo here. We'll get into at another point in time what cameras I'm using. So these are really temporary. I'm gonna get something different down the line, and then my podcast, not sidekick, but co-host, that I'm gonna have him come on and do some podcasts with me. He will I'll see if he could potentially bring some gear at times. We'll see. I have obviously enough cameras. If I have to use like an action camera or something like that, it's fine. But yeah, I've wanted to do a podcast for a really long time, and I don't know. I did a podcast with some buddies. I think we did 2. I'll try and drop the link below, but it was the mini Moto mouth, and I might bring that back and get a hold of a couple of the guys that we did it with and see if we can do that every once in a while. But this podcast is just kind of about stuff to do with my life and everything like that. But there will be stuff like Moto related, dirt bikes, motorcycles in general, also automotive, but I won't go too deep into that. We'll go into that on an actual episode of the podcast. So I don't have a name for it. So if I do by the time I record this, it's this. Okay. I probably don't have a name yet, but this is Patrick's podcast, episode 0. But yeah, let's go through some last little bits. I have that microphone muted, and I have the gain on these kind of a lot, and I'm going to turn it down a little bit and then put the max output higher. So this is the volume that I'm going to talk at most of the time. I want to be able to sit back. I want to be able to be comfortable and do this. So this is how I would like to be, and hopefully this is good enough to where it makes sense. Looks like one of the lights went out. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have much I wanted to talk about. I'm good. Still going to the gym. Still doing 8,000 steps a day. Still doing all the Moto stuff daily. Yeah, that's about it. I have a whole bunch of things that are pending and things that could be happening with some stuff, but it's like long time from now before I can kind of get any information out. Like, we're talking quite a few months, but this will be stuff that's extracurricular outside of work. This is one of those things. The date, just so you guys have an idea, is the 28th of March, and it's just about 1 a.m. I got to be up at 8 a.m. to go on a 3-mile walk, and then my new co-host that will be on a few episodes. It won't be every single podcast, but it'll be quite a bit for the time being, and we'll see how it works. But I'm going to edit these. I'm using all the stuff that I purchased and stuff. So this is my baby. And yeah. So other than that, I don't think I'll bore you guys too much more with a bunch of different camera changes. Okay. But yeah. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the audio, the cameras, which camera looked the best, and yeah. I want to be able to use one of those AI podcast editors, so I really got to figure out how to separate the actual microphones into separate channels. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. So, anyways, that's it, I guess. I'm hoping to upload podcasts like maybe once a month. But, yeah. So, next time you see a setup like this, it'll look better. And it'll probably be in my garage studio. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you're having a great day. If you have any questions regarding this stuff, what I think of it, let me know. I'm more interested in seeing what you guys think of the sound, and I'm just trying to figure out how it edits. So yeah, this is long enough. I've annoyed you for long enough, and I hope you have a great one. Peace.